Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today for Clear Your Mind, Elevate Your Emotions, and Embody Peace. Those are the things that we're focusing on. Clearing our mind of all the judgment, shame, guilt, bitterness, anger, frustration, resentment. Did I forget anyone? Because a lot of times this gets in the way of us experiencing what we really are, which is love. At the core of our being, we are love. And it's really powerful when we create a way of processing all those emotions. And I tend to not want to say negative emotion because really, truly, you don't have to believe that anything is negative about you. You know how sometimes people say, oh my God, I have such toxic emotions, or I'm in a toxic relationship. So that's a judgment we're making about the energy or about the relationship, which in reality, every relationship we have is just a reflection of the relationship that we have with ourselves. And I've learned so many things over the years that I want to empower you and educate you today so that you don't have to suffer how I did as much, unless you want to suffer, which a lot of times I think I actually was addicted to suffering. I really believe that there was so much drama from the first moment that I took my breath. I was born breech, and my mom actually told me that she almost died with me being birthed. So as a child, this is what I heard my mom say, oh, I almost died with you. I hemorrhaged, I bled, I almost bled to death. You know, the way that my mom said things, she didn't know any better. I love my mom, you know? But this is the information that went into my psyche as a child. And then the other one was, I couldn't breastfeed you. You didn't want my milk. And so I felt rejected by my own mother as early as I can think as a child, that, oh my God, I almost made this lady die. And, you know, I rejected her milk. You know, I rejected my mom. And so I really feel I'm sharing with you this because I want you to know how I myself, who is working as a healing guide, a facilitator of healing, there's a reason why I'm in this work. And I have cleared so much baggage from my past, so much that I was holding on to: sadness, fear, rejection, feeling unlovable. And today, my heart feels so light. You know, I feel this expansion in my heart, in my chest, and I feel so much love. And I feel so much compassion for my mother, who had such a hard time. And I don't take it personally anymore. I don't feel like I'm walking around. I feel like I used to walk around with like these sticks on my heart and this visual, which reminds me of, you know how the bull in the matador, the bullfights in Spain, how they put the spear onto the bull, and it's what they do as the sport, you know, of bullfighting. And so literally, if we took anything personally from our childhood, our parents might have said, you know, stop running around, be quiet, you're ugly, you're stupid. You know, who knows what name calling we've all heard as a child, or, you know, you're not smart enough to get that. Or our parents, they don't realize their words are so powerful that we literally walk around like a porcupine sometimes with so many of these little backstabs, or, oh, you know, my mom doesn't love me, or she doesn't like me, or my dad this, my aunt this, my brother this. And we walk around sometimes feeling so defeated over the many, many years of us taking things personally. And pretty much it's our doing that we take things personally. So when we say, oh yeah, you know, my mom, she was such a tough person to be around, and we talk about the other person as though the other person made us how we are. And you might be like, yeah, that's why I'm like, you know, I'm addicted, and I'm this and I'm that. My mom was an alcoholic, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of us are living like this, where we blame other people for what we are. And so that does not empower us. When we play the victim role, and I am an expert, I have a PhD in being a victim. I know really well what it's like to play the victim role. And I'm sure there's others in the circle. And so the reason why I'm bringing this up to us is because a lot of the emotional baggage that we have, we are the ones that have it because we play the victim role. We take things personally. So ask yourself right now, do I feel I am a victim of my childhood? I am a victim of injustice of my past. I'm a victim of my ancestry. I'm a victim of, so just take a moment right now, and we're gonna sit with our shit today. And so to clear our mind and elevate our emotions, step one is to feel what's really there. And this is the part where you're like, oh my God, I want to get off this class now. I don't want to feel. A lot of us do this in the world where we do not want to feel. And when I say you don't want to feel, that might not be accurate, actually. We have this protective mechanism of us where we protect ourselves. We protect ourselves from getting hurt. And that causes us to disconnect from feeling. For example, if anybody had sexual trauma, which I happen to have that too, I disconnected. When something was happening to me that I really didn't want to happen to me at age 14, I literally remember hovering over the scene and I wasn't there in my body. I left my body. And so I wonder, did anybody here ever leave their body because something was happening too traumatic? Maybe your parents fought in front of you. Maybe somebody beat you. Maybe somebody yelled at you. And so this is another coping mechanism as children, that we leave our bodies. We leave that present moment reality and we disconnect. But in reality, that's our protection mechanism helping us out so that we can actually survive whatever that traumatic experience was. Or if you've ever been in a car accident and you just don't really remember, or maybe things happened to you that somebody told you happened to you and you're like, I don't remember that happening. And so what happens, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because some of us were like, I don't know why, but I just don't feel. I don't feel. It's like I am supposed to be happy, but there's a part of me that I'm disconnected from, or I don't feel my emotions. This is another one. And I work a lot with people that have emotional pain, and a lot of it is chronic pain. So when people have chronic pain in their back, neck, shoulders, jaw, chronic hip pain, the chronic, which they're not going to tell you, the doctors, and my background is as a physical therapist. I have 23 years that I was a physical therapist working, and I went to school. That was my initial degree. And I became a yoga teacher, and I started working with people. And I was like, okay, this chronic pain person seems to have a lot of emotional pain also. However, you can't see emotional pain on an X-ray or an MRI. So when a person has chronic pain, they go to the acupuncturist, the physical therapist, the chiropractor, they get the shots of cortisone, and nothing helps their pain. That is because it is not physical. And do as many physical things to it, but it's not going to help it. The acupuncture does help because it has energetic, and some chiropractors also work very energetically. And what I've discovered that I'm sharing with you, which most people aren't even aware, that childhood pain, resentment, anger, bitterness, feeling unlovable, taking things personally, all of that festers inside of us, and it causes our nervous system to be very wound up. And we go into this protective mode, contraction, and it helps pain to be more perceivable. Pain will exist more the more you're under this fight or flight nervous system, constant overstimulation of the sympathetic nervous system, which a lot of us have, especially if you do not meditate, if you do not exercise, if you don't pray. Basically, a lot of us are going in this hamster wheel, wound up, and we go. And then what happens is we're festered with all this emotional pain, which it's really hard to just be feeling your pain constantly that's emotional. And so what happens is we develop a lot of addictions. And so you can take a moment and notice, am I addicted to anything? You could be addicted to drugs, alcohol, sex, porn, love addiction. I really think I've been a love addict. That's my thing in the past, not anymore. And that's fine, you know, wherever you're at, you don't have to be ashamed, but I'm sharing with you some things about my past, some stories you may relate to, and you can get on the other side of that. And so today my intention is to introduce you to being more of an expert at sitting with your pain, feeling what arises. And if that's all you get from today, that's awesome. Because some of us are numbed out, and the way to discover the peace, the love, the joy, the bliss, the interdependent rather than codependent, the first step is to actually just feel yourself and accept where you are. Accept yourself. And so some of us may feel that that's way over there somewhere. And I'm here to tell you that today you're going to have some massive, beautiful clearing opportunities because you're super powerful. And I'm going to be using neurolinguistic programming, some hypnosis, breathing, combination of sound healing, and your willingness, your readiness, your openness to just love yourself exactly as you are is really important today. So let's take a moment right now to create an intention that you're going to really maximize from this hour of empowerment right now. And if you're willing to let go of the suffering, the trauma, the drama, the memories, the pains, if you're open to living a more uplifted version of yourself where you can command your energy and you can spring yourself up and out of the pits that sometimes we stay in, if you're open to that, if you're free to be that, and you feel, you know what, I deserve that. I want something better for myself. I am not my past. That happened to me in my past. We're gonna turn it into fertilizer today so that you can grow and you can thrive and you can prosper and you could be more loving and available to yourself and also with whoever you come in contact with. Because I truly believe that all the suffering I've been through, all the different things that I feel have been so hard to let go of, that I finally have loved myself enough to say, I'm worth it. That it has all been so that I can serve more in a higher way my clients, how to be a better mom for my daughter, and to be a better mother and father for myself, to parent myself. And so you can feel me, probably feel my energy right now, how much love I have, how much peace I feel. And it wasn't always like this, okay? I used to yell a lot at my mom, and my mom divorced my dad when I was 12, 13, and my dad left and he just moved to Peru, South America, and looked for another wife, and he forgot about his 3 kids. And I took it personally. There was a massive to my heart. And so I want you all to take a moment now. I invite you to lay down right now. And if you have a pillow next to you, put that pillow on top of you. So you're gonna hug a pillow. And of course, lay on a pillow if you can for your head so that you're comfortable. And this is what we're gonna do. And if you don't have a pillow, it's okay, it's all perfect. You're just gonna put your hand on your chest and your abdomen. And so this is a technique that is super powerful at night or in the morning. Let's just say that you are feeling very emotional. And usually when people feel emotional, that means emotions are coming up and out. So sometimes people are like, oh man, you know, I feel so emotional, like it's a bad thing. It's a great thing. It's so wonderful that you're feeling, because emotions are energy in motion. So as they're processing and coming up inside you, be grateful. And how you breathe is going to help you navigate through those emotions and process your emotions. So we are meant to be constantly flowing our emotions, constantly. However, if you're angry and you're resentful, you're probably perpetuating stagnation of your emotions. You're probably emotionally constipated. And so that is not healthy for your overall hormones, organs, functioning. Imagine not being able to go to the bathroom for 2 weeks or 2 years. You would not feel good, right? But imagine how many of us are emotionally constipated. So I'm going to teach you how to have natural emotional Drano. We're going to create it right now. And step one is for you to lean back and hug a pillow, or just put your hands on your chest and your abdomen. So this is another way. If you don't have a pillow, you're going to put one hand over your heart, one hand over your abdomen, because we tend to hold a lot of emotional energy in our heart and in our gut. And so this is where we begin. Lean back and close your eyes, and I'm going to guide you in a journey of self-discovery, of processing and releasing the weight of the past. Are you ready, willing, and able to process and release any emotional baggage that you've been holding on to, the energy of the emotions? If you have felt emotionally constipated, are you open, ready, and willing to process it now? And you're going to say, yes, yes, yes. Inhale deeply. Exhale, open your mouth. Allow your eyes to close. Lean back. Keep your hands there. And you're going to witness the sensations of your inhalation, the expansion of your breath, and notice what that feels like. And that's all you're going to do right now. Inhale, expanding your breath inside your body. Deep breath in. Being the witness of the sensations in your abdomen and your chest. Checking in. Where am I at right now in my body? What do I feel? And then exhale. You are the witness, the observer of the sensations in your chest, your abdomen. As you are feeling yourself, you might start to think about things. Come back to the breath, and you're going to command your focus to being the witness. How does my heart feel? Notice your heart. Am I holding any resentment? Any frustration? Is there anyone that I'm angry at? Or am I angry at myself for anything that I have done in the past? When I think of the word anger, what comes up for me? Does my heart feel open, or does it feel it's protecting? Does it feel guarded, or is it open? Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, inhale, inhale through the nose. Exhale. How do I feel in my heart? Am I holding on to resentment, bitterness, anger, frustration? So just leaning back, closing your eyes, and allowing yourself to feel your hand over your heart and your hand over your belly. And you could even do this. How does my heart feel? Am I protected? Am I guarded? So because my dad left when I was 12, I literally created a tightness in my chest that a man that you love is gonna leave. I made up a story that when you open up and you love a man, he's gonna leave. So you know how they say, oh, I have abandonment issues. You know how people say that? Abandonment issues. If our caregivers were not emotionally available for us, or if they left physically, like my dad, we perceive, sometimes we make up these stories as kids that I'm not worth it. I'm not worthy of an adult staying and loving me. And so notice, did I take anything personally? And you're going to touch your chest. And this is a technique that helps when it gets tough. And maybe anger, sadness, frustration. Who knows how many of us in this class right now, or whoever is listening, has had abandonment issues. Who knows? Maybe you have. Maybe there's a reason I'm here and I'm the person facilitating the class, right? With all these different things that happen to me. And so did I take it personally? You can tap yourself. That helps to move the emotions, the energy of emotions. And then what stories did I make up about that? Did it cause me to feel less than, unworthy, unlovable? Maybe there was a death in the family. Maybe there was a pain, something that happened, suffering. Maybe a sibling, that something happened that caused your heart to think that you have to protect yourself, that you have to guard yourself, that it's not safe to just love. Some of us don't feel safe loving. We think we're going to get hurt. Is that you? And if so, deep breath in. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Let your heart breathe. Expand, 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 and feel. Feel what's there. And if some of us feel really protected and blocked, you could even do this. You can wrap your hand around your ribs, like caressing the left side, because the left side of your chest is where your heart is. And some of us have our heart very tensed up. And so you can go to the side of your armpit, your rib cage. Lift that left arm back. Open up physically to open up energetically and open up emotionally. And some of us might feel like crying right now, and it's okay. They're coming out of you. Those old repressed hurts are coming out of you. Be grateful. You're going to feel so much better after. Trust me, okay? Are you willing to release the unreleasable? Are you willing to forgive the unforgivable? If you took anything personally, inhale, inhale, inhale. This is how we air out the heart. If you're ever feeling angry, you touch your heart, breathe and expand, and then create the sound of whatever you're feeling. So if you're feeling frustrated, what does that sound like? If you're feeling overwhelmed, what is the sound of overwhelm? And this is how we literally release, we process the energy of those emotions. And remember, the emotions, they only linger because we keep on having these beliefs that we're a victim, that we took it personally. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And hold your breath, hold your breath. Keep yourself expanded. Exhale, And we're gonna ask ourselves, what was the benefit of all those emotions in my life? What was the benefit of whatever that happened to me in the past that I've been holding on for years and years and years? What did I learn from it? What is it offering to me? How can I grow from that? So for example, some people say, oh man, I feel so guilty. I had an abortion, or guilty. I cheated on my ex-husband, or guilty. I yelled at my mom. And so what did that teach you? What did that suffering, what did our shit teach us? What did our crap, the stuff that we think is crap, how did you actually benefit from guilt, judgment, criticism. And so some people say, nothing. There was nothing beneficial about being so judgmental or critical towards myself. But if you think about it, the judgment teaches us how heavy it feels to judge. How I'm being critical of myself. Oh my God, it feels like, oh, it's so exhausting to live that way. I can't be free. And so we can thank judgment, criticism, analysis, resentment, bitterness, anger, frustration, sadness. We can thank the emotions for what they give us an awareness of that we wouldn't have had if we didn't have them. And mind you, sadness is a great emotion to process grief. So the part where it's not healthy is when you judge yourself being sad, like it's something bad. Then you're just perpetuating more sadness feeling. And that's where it becomes this chronic pain. So what if you could love the shameful, guiltful, angry, sad, frustrated, overwhelmed you? And so now what we're going to do is we're going to bring out on one of our hands, we're going to separate our hands like that. Open up your arms. And you're going to bring out a whole tribe of those emotions, those identities of different emotions that you have. So some of us might feel depressed. Some of us might be chatty Cathy, Debbie Downer, critical you, less than you. We're going to bring them all out and we're going to bring them onto one of our hands. So you get to pick the left hand or the right hand. So you're laying down, your arms are out, and you're going to let out of your body, walk out whatever those emotional clusters are that tend to run in your mind rampantly, or they're stored in your body. Maybe it's shameful you. Maybe it's, I'm going to just share one that happened today. Addicted, disconnected, and dishonest. That was the identity one of my clients had this morning. So just ask yourself, if I could name it, what would it be? For me, it would be hard on myself, Michelle, who's really perfectionist. That could be another one, perfectionist, Michelle, for me. So just create your own right now. That's true for you. And you're gonna imagine yourself having so much compassion for this aspect of you because it's happening. These feelings are happening. They're real for you, right? And what if I could be more optimistic about that aspect of me? What if I could have more compassion for myself? And what if I could forgive myself? If I get frustrated that I get anxious, or if I get frustrated that I get negative, what if I could open up right now and have more compassion? And so on your other hand, you're going to create the opposite qualities of whoever that is, the dark part of you, the negative, the anxious, the worried, the angry, bitter. What would be the opposite emotions? The other extreme. So if there's fearful you, there's lovable you on the other hand. And just keep those hands separate, and you're going to stack up. If you have judgment on one hand, the other hand would be acceptance. Love, compassion. And so you're going to feel the energies of these emotions on each hand. What do the heavier emotions feel like, and what do the uplifting emotions feel like? And you're going to love both of them. I love all of me. So I invite you to say this out loud. I decide to love and accept all of who I am. I decide to love and accept all of who I am right now. I choose to be compassionate towards myself, that I'm doing the best I can every day in every way. Breathing in compassion for yourself right now. And notice how that feels for your heart. Maybe you've been really hard on yourself. Maybe you've expected yourself to be somewhere else on your journey, way more ahead. I choose to be accepting of myself exactly as I am right now. I choose to accept myself exactly as I am right now. And now we're going to say it this way. I love that I get to accept myself exactly as I am right now. I love that I get to accept myself exactly as I am right now. And I love that I get to integrate myself today, the light and the dark, the strong and the weak in myself. I love that I get to integrate myself today, right now. And so we're going to take our hands and we're going to start to bring them closer together. We're integrating the light and the dark parts of ourselves, the strong and the weak. However you want to see these contrasts, the judgmental and the accepting, the fearful and the loving. And you're going to bring eventually, however it feels natural for you, you're going to interlace your hands and they're going to hug. Those aspects of you are going to create a beautiful connection with each other, seeing that all of you is welcome, all of you is loved. And you can bring your hands to your chest. If you want to bring your hands over your heart, and you're just going to rest right now, feeling integrated with yourself, with all those parts of you that maybe before you were not wanting to even feel. There's nothing wrong with you. You're divinely perfect. And so you just take this moment right now and take yourself in, your beautiful self. Even the ugly feels beautiful for you right now because you're so loving and accepting and compassionate. The light shines bright on all the darkness and it transmutes it, it transfigurates it. Feel how powerful you are, being so courageous, so loving, really amping up your love. Inhale, inhale, inhale. I love that I am integrated. I love that I am integrated. I love that I am integrated, whole and complete. I love that I am whole and complete. I love that I am whole and complete. And now we're going to bring our hands over our solar plexus. So we're going to bring our hands over our belly. The same thing. I love that I am integrated, whole, and complete. I love that I am integrated, whole, and complete. Over your solar plexus, the upper abdomen. And you're going to breathe and expand. The tummy is expanding towards the hands. So if we were disempowered, we contract here in our solar plexus. If we were bullied, if we felt we were taken advantage of or abused, we tend to walk with this part closed. So when you expand it, it's like this. It's actually expanding out. That's why you keep your hands here. And so all your focus is on your solar plexus right now. And we're going to fill up our sun, our solar plexus, the radiant sunshine. I choose to command my energy. I choose to be expansive and open. I choose to command my energy. I choose to be expansive and open. And breathe and expand into your belly. Expanding and elongating your abdomen. Taking up your space. Expanding your space of beingness. You are significant. And because you are alive, you are on purpose. And you are significant. And you are so loved. And so we take these deep solar plexus fulfilling sunshine breaths. Owning your space. Owning your power. owning the gift that you are. Even if you may not think you are a gift, trust me, you are a gift. And so practice right now, filling yourself up, expanding and feeling the expansion. And that's what you're doing right now. Inhale, 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 expand, expand, expand. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then exhale. And we're going to do this again one more time. Inhale, 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 expand, expand, expand. Inhale, inhale. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And I invite you to massage your belly now. So we're going to go down. We're going to go here. So we did the heart, we did the solar plexus, and now we're going to go down to our sexual organs. For the women, it's the uterus, the ovaries. For the men, there's just a bladder there. And underneath is your prostate. So for the men, you can put your hand in between your testicles and your anus and just rest your hand there in between your genitals. And ladies, if you've had sexual trauma, or if you have sexual shame, or if you don't feel you're open sexually, if you're repressed sexually, which a lot of us women, we think, we feel shame or guilt, or we've had abortions, who knows, maybe STDs, and we judge ourselves. So put your hand wherever you feel, either on your lower belly, or if you have fibroids or PCOS or menstrual cramps that are painful. Those are all signs that there's stagnation. And so we want to put our hand there, and we're going to do the same exercise. We're going to breathe, breathe, breathe. Expand, expand, expand down into your genitals, into your sexual parts, because we hold emotions there too. And we're going to breathe and expand, the same technique I just taught you. Feel what's there. Down, down, down. You can also squeeze and relax your pelvic floor. Let's do that. Squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax. So we're breathing between the pubic bone, tailbone, squeezing these muscles. These are the hammock-shaped muscles. They're the ones that we squeeze when we stop ourselves from peeing. So you squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax. And notice, how do I feel down here? Is this embarrassing? Talking about sex, sexual genitals. How do I feel about it? Do I feel comfortable, or do I feel a little bit ashamed, or I don't know, nervous? What are my emotions about my sexuality? Just notice what comes up for you. Was I ever forced to have sex and I didn't want to? Or was I touched in a way that I didn't want to be touched? Notice what arises. Remember to just breathe through whatever arises. Don't judge what's coming up. You just be a witness of the sensations. It's coming up because it's coming out. Maybe you're angry down there. Maybe you feel disconnected from your sexuality. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, allowing yourself to feel what's there, and allowing yourself to be as accepting of whatever arises. Sometimes we don't want to feel the way we feel, and so that causes the feeling of stress. We must feel what's really there if we want freedom, if we want emotional freedom. And also, if you want to be more orgasmic, ladies, we want to process what's down there. Some women have a hard time orgasming, being aroused, getting in that arousal state. So the more we have emotional baggage, the more we hold resentment, bitterness, anger, frustration down there, shame, it's going to be more difficult to experience pleasure there. Inhale, inhale, inhale. It's all about our sex right now. Down, 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 breathing into your hips, your low back, your sexual organs. What's there? Deep breath in. When I think about my sexuality, do I have a lot of pleasure here? Do I connect my sex with my heart? Or do I feel disconnected from my sex? Noticing what arises. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And we're going to tell our sexual parts, I love you. Thank you for being here in my life, my creativity center, my emotional flow center, my abundance chakra. Sex, abundance, and emotions, all in the same sacral chakra, and it all affects each other. So the more we heal our sexuality, the more we heal any money issues or challenges receiving. If you think about it, especially for the ladies and the men, I mean, you're receiving a woman into your body, right? We block with shame and guilt. If we block shame and guilt in our sex, we're going to also block the flow of emotions and the flow of receiving into your body, whether that's receiving a new job, receiving a new relationship, receiving more money, receiving a raise, this whole concept of receiving. So right now, receive into your genitals acceptance and love. And if you don't feel acceptance and love, feel whatever you feel and be with whatever you are and tell yourself, I love you unconditionally. Whatever it is that you're feeling, you choose to love yourself completely. That's your choice. That's your decision. So when people say, oh, it's so hard for me to forgive, well, you're deciding that. So I command my energy and I am open to being the most forgiving version of myself that I could possibly be. I love that I'm open to being the most forgiving version of myself that I could possibly be. I love that I'm open to feeling my emotions right now. I love how much courage I have to feel. This is vulnerability right now that you're experiencing just by being on this call right now. Whether you're doing the exercise or not, you're listening to what I'm saying, you're feeling my vibe. And so you are being vulnerable right now with yourself. Thank you. Your vulnerability is your power. Being in touch with your true emotions, the true feelings, that opens you up to a deeper connection with yourself immediately. So thank you so much for doing this right now, especially in your genitals. This is one of the parts of the body where there's a lot of taboo. And so we're going to ask our bodies right now, is there anything you want me to know, body? Is there anything else that I'm holding before I close this session? Is there any other emotions from any other past events, past life events? Anything else that I'm holding that I want to feel and flow today and honor all the gifts that these feelings have brought me? Taking a moment to scan your body. And is there anyone that I want to forgive? Is there anyone that I don't want to talk to that I'm still ignoring or I judge that I want to forgive? Because to forgive is to live. And we're going to say, I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. Deep breath in. And we're going to sing together. I am so grateful for you. 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 I love that I'm grateful for myself. I love that I'm grateful for myself. I love that I made time for my emotions to process through my body, to be free, emotionally free. And so take a moment now, and I want you to notice, did you feel that you had some emotions come up today? And did you feel processing of them, transfigurating them, transmuting them, releasing them, freeing yourself? Were you able to feel the flow of your past and move it? I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. And could I just process in the future just like that? And I don't have to make it heavy, serious. I can just, oh, there goes jealousy, there goes judgment, there goes fear. How is it serving me? What can I learn from this? And then what do I want to create now? And so this is where we close the session is, what would you like to create now? How would you like to feel? So for example, emotionally balanced. I want to feel grounded, centered, clear. I wish to feel calm and focused. Ask yourself, how do you wish to feel now? And then allow yourself to imagine what that would feel like if you already were that. So we're going to use our imagination right now. Imagine you are the most balanced, clear, emotionally intelligent, mature being on the planet. Centered and focused. And so you're all going to get the recording of this class, and you'll get to practice these. And remember, every day there's different emotions that come up depending on where our thoughts are. You have the thoughts, which a lot of them are governed by your beliefs, which then create a feeling. And so another question you can ask yourself is, what kind of thoughts would I like to have that would create me to feel uplifted? What kinds of thoughts would I have if I was more balanced, focused, and grounded? And so, for example, I'm so worried about the future. I'm so worried about what's going to happen with the coronavirus. I'm so worried about what is the verdict going to be for these cops. So when you create those type of thoughts, I'm so worried, I'm scared that, and you say that in your mind, that's going to lead you to more chronic stress, emotional pain. If you say, oh, I'm so grateful that I know justice will be served. I'm so grateful that I believe in the power of my thoughts, that I'm contributing in an uplifting way, and that's going to create more of that ripple effect into the universe. I'm so grateful that I redirect my thoughts to clear, aligned, focused intention of what I want to create. I'm so grateful that I'm mastering my thoughts, and I'm in a more causational being that I am in creator, and I'm being more of a creator in my life rather than a victim of my past beliefs, thoughts, habits. So I'm stepping in here, and I'm choosing to create my life, and I'm choosing to stop bringing myself down and putting myself down. It's okay if that's what I was raised in, but I'm going to be my best cheerleader for myself and my best advocate for myself. And I'm just going to start to imagine more what that relationship feels like every day, the relationship of my dreams with myself. And so you can step in and interject in the automatic and say, okay, what do I want to create now? And I love you. I love you. I love you where you're at. You could even go look in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. Thank you for being conscious. And so the self-awareness is really helpful to break those patterns of misery or drama. I had the hardest time getting over my ex-boyfriend that I was not loyal to. I wasn't ready to really be in a committed relationship after being with someone for 20 years of my life. And I'm sharing with you honest, true stuff here. And I wound up sabotaging myself. It was painful for me to say, you know what? I really am not ready to be in a committed relationship with you. You're so amazing. However, I was just with someone for 20 years of my life. And so I didn't have the courage to tell that to my ex-boyfriend, who I love. So instead, I went and I did something to definitely make sure that he wouldn't want to stay with me. And that was the best I could do 6 years ago when that happened. I had a divorce 8 years ago, and I wasn't ready. I wasn't powerful enough to say, you know what, this is what's true for me. Back then, I didn't do what I really felt. I didn't think of myself. I just did what everybody else wanted me to do. I was a doormat. I was a people pleaser. And so that taught me that respecting my true feelings and tuning into myself and feeling my feelings is so important for me, because today I only check in with myself, and if it doesn't feel right for me, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stop raping myself in my life, because that's the same feeling I had when that first sexual experience I had. I was forced. I felt I was forced, but in reality, I was playing the victim role. You see? So I don't know if all that has some purpose for whoever's listening to it. I hope it does. But that's how I used to live. And then today, this is what I do. I ask myself, would you want to date that guy? Would you want to go to that dinner? Do you want to go do this? Is this what you're excited about? What are you really excited about? And what is driving me? Am I doing it because I want to make that person happy? Or am I doing it because it's aligned with what I really want to do? You'd be amazed at how many of us are people pleasers. We're doing things so much that we're so programmed to please others that we don't even know what this is here and what we truly makes us come alive. And so emotional processing, making the time to listen to this recording again and again and again and check in, what is there? You're gonna know more what you truly love and what really lights you up. And the more you connect and release what's the past, you're just gonna automatically attract, without even having to do so many affirmations, everything that is aligned with your truth. So the more you clear your baggage, the things that weigh you down, the more you're just gonna automatically attract what really vibes with you. It's really that amazingly powerful. What we did today is really powerful. And I would love to hear if anybody has questions. We did an emotional release process, and I call it the ALVA method of self-discovery. And the ALVA method is an approach that I've created based on the many years of studying all these different things. And it's an integration. It's really an integration of many different approaches to empower people to be very, very emotionally empowered, emotionally available, emotionally engaged with yourself. And so then you're going to be able to have more fulfilling relationships. Just like right now, I shared a lot with everyone vulnerably, and I'm not ashamed of my past. I'm not ashamed of what I've done in the past anymore. It took me a couple years, okay? Notice how I said 5 years ago or 6 years ago, the ex-boyfriend. After that, I literally just wanted to punish myself because I felt terrible that I didn't have the guts to just tell the truth and say what I really felt, that I had to do this other avoiding behavior to get rid of that relationship. And so it hasn't been easy for me. It's been very challenging to forgive myself. However, I have learned how to forgive myself and how to be my own best friend. And today I know that I have something beautiful to offer, and I will never be disloyal to any man in the future, because I am not going to be disloyal to myself. That's the shift. And I can honestly say that people can trust me now. You know, it's like people feel trust with me because I'm loyal to myself. So powerful, this work that I just shared with you. And that's why I'm offering these free classes, because I don't want people not to sign up for a class with me because of money. And I'm going to keep on doing these classes whenever I feel it's right for me to do them. And if there's any feedback you all want to give me, I would love to hear it. You know, let me know how it benefit you. And please practice and share the upcoming classes that I'm offering with your friends. I have a bunch of Tantra classes, linga massage, yoni massage, Tantra for couples, and I'm just going to continue on this path, sharing generously, because I want to change the world. It's time for us to wake up and feel more and heal more and do it in ways that actually work. So thank you for being a part of it. And if anybody wants to unmute themselves and you have anything that came up for you, like I shared a couple stories about what happened to me in the past, if you want to open up right now and share anything that came up for you in that meditation, how was it for you? I would love to hear. Just go ahead and do it. Grateful to be here. It was so simple and so powerful. You're a gift. Thank you. Awesome. So does anybody want to share anything that they benefited before I close the class? Thank you, everyone. You'll get the recording, and I hope to see you all at one of my upcoming events. If you're on my email list, you'll be getting that schedule, and also just check out my website, michellealva.com. I'm having a really wonderful class on the 27th about sexual healing, and also, hello? Did you want to say something? Okay. I guess everybody is good. Yay, thank you. So I'll be sending you all the email. How are you, Maria? Sophia, you want to share anything?
That was awesome. Just awesome. Thank you.
Yay, thank you for joining.
You're amazing. Thank you.
Awesome.
And I'm going to do it again tonight.
Yeah, and this is the type of work that I offer with people, where it's a one-on-one personal session, where today it was a very general, but I gave a lot, you know. My email, pureselfinc@gmail.com. That's one of my emails. Hi, Teresa. And I would love to know how you heard about the class too, Teresa, because I don't think we've met before. And so if anybody wants more personal sessions too, one-on-one sessions, just reach out to me, okay? I'm also having an essential oils class, and I forgot to mention that there's oils for emotional processing. If you're empaths, you know how sometimes people are like, oh my God, I'm such an empath. I feel everything. You know how sometimes people talk like that? So a lot of times geranium is a really great oil for processing emotions, and clary sage. And so when I work with people, I make a roller specific for you. I have over 100 essential oils, and I sell doTERRA essential oils. And so this is what I do, where during the session, you're using the actual oil that is for whatever it is that you have. Sometimes people have digestive challenges because they've held emotions their whole life, or they feel maybe a lot of tension in their shoulders from the shoulds or pressures that we have. So that's really helpful to shift your state by shifting with essential oils. They really are powerful and very helpful. So if anybody wants to schedule an essential oils call with me, I'd love to share, or a one-on-one private session. Any more one-on-one personalized support that you would like, I do offer 15-minute free clarity calls, which usually wind up lasting 30 minutes. So just let me know, okay? Lots of love to you all. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining. Bye.